Okay, juvenile detention, can you guys turn your camera on, make sure we can see you, and do a mic check for me, make sure we can hear you?
Hello, yes, 1 second.
Hello.
Okay, Candace, you're good. Parents, if you want to do a quick mic check, that's fine, but afterwards, please mute your mic.
Hello, can you hear us?
You're good, Raymond and Teresa. Please mute your mic now. Thank you.
Keith here. I'm trying to figure out how to turn my camera on now.
Okay, yep. Please mute and keep working on the video.
Yes, Ricardo de los Santos.
Yep, you're good, Ricardo. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
David, how you doing?
Hey, doing well. Who was that?
That was me, Brad Shaw.
Oh, Brad. Yep. How are you doing, sir? You're good. Ray,
Okay.
you want to check?
Hey, everything good?
You're good.
Thanks.
Adler.
Good morning.
Morning, Frank. Miss Edwards, you think you're good? All right. Keith Smith, have you done a mic check?
Yes, I did a mic check. I don't know if you can see me yet. I'm
Yep,
still.
yes, we can see you now. Your video is working. So if you will just get your camera in a stable place, that would be great. Thank you, sir.
Gotcha.
Detention, juvenile detention. Can you do a mic check for me and a camera check?
Mic check, juvenile detention number 3.
Yep, you're good, sir. Thank you. Are you guys the only camera? Or is there another one? Oh, there's juvenile detention 1. Y'all want to do a check? Good
Okay,
morning.
we'll check. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. William, you want to do a mic check? Okay, William can't hear you, so please keep working on that.
Good morning, David. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Joanna. You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good, David. Kathleen, did you want to do a check? And Keith Daniels?
Can you hear me, David?
Yes, you're good.
Happy New Year.
Hey, Keith, how are you, sir?
Good.
Can you hear us now, Ansley? Mic check, juvenile detention 1.
Yep, you're good.
You're good? Okay, copy.
William, you still working on y'all?
That's the one. We got it.
Okay, you're good. Okay.
So
And
one
we
is good and
already
number
checked
3 is
juvenile
good.
3?
Yes,
Juvenile,
we're
yeah.
good.
Okay, perfect. All right, if everybody can mute. Dana, are you still working on it?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you, I just can't see you.
I can't figure out how to make the video work.
Okay, your camera's not covered, is it? There's a little slide at the top.
I don't think so.
Just double check that slide.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Okay, just keep trying to figure that out.
I'm a little rusty on the Zoom.
Okay, go ahead and mute your microphone and keep working on the camera.
Hey, Dana, I think it's in the upper right-hand corner. Click the little box where you can say, it says start video.
Raymond, Teresa, you guys are stationary, correct? Okay, can you unmute real quick?
Okay, we are stationary.
Okay, just making sure. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, welcome to the detention docket for the 323rd District Court for January 10th, 2025. Just the county facilities are closed today because of the weather storm that has hit the Metroplex. However, under 54.01 of the Texas Family Code, we need to hold detention hearings every 10 working days for children that are in detention and within 2 business days or 2 working days of children who are referred. And so I'm holding these hearings just to see if we can release some kids for the weekend. Right. So no portion of this hearing may be recorded or distributed. Violations of this order are punishable by contempt of court. I do want to remind people that this is a court proceeding, so please behave appropriately and do not interrupt the proceedings. I do want to say that I do require people not to move around as the moving background is distracting. If you have a ceiling fan on, despite the weather, please turn the ceiling fan off or do not have the ceiling fan in the picture. Please do not undress. Please do not be laying in bed. Please do not use a restroom or take showers during detention hearings. I only state this because this has been an issue in the past. We are broadcasting these proceedings online by instruction by the Office of Court Administration, by instruction by the former Chief Justice Nathan Hecht on the standing order for online proceedings. I, the presiding judge of this matter, am physically inside the courtroom as required by the new statute that went into effect last year. Okay. All right, so this is Samuel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Samuel, this is a detention hearing. So when a child's been in custody for 10 days, you have to see a judge, have to make a determination on whether you remain in custody or released in the community while the case is pending. If this is not your trial, I'm simply making a detention decision. Mr. Frank Adler is the attorney here on standby for you. Is Brad here?
I'm here, Judge.
Okay, I'm sorry. Frank, you're fired. Brad is here. Okay. All right, so what's going on? Samuel, you've been here for about 60 days. You're level 1 outstanding for about a month now. Good. You were referred out of custody for a matter, and then while that was pending, you actually had a referral for another matter. Do we have a parent here for Samuel?
Yeah.
Raymond and Teresa.
Okay, hello. Okay,
Hello.
so Raymond, Teresa, I'm trying to be very discreet about this. All right, and so right now, CPS is doing investigation, and is there a safety plan for Samuel not able to return to the home at this point?
We don't have one currently in place. We're just waiting to see what happens once he's released.
So given the nature of this offense, it seems like he's pretty much behaving while he's back here. It's hard for me to continue detaining him. Raymond and Teresa, is there another family member or family friend that can take Samuel in that will provide a safe environment for him to be released to?
No. My family lives in Louisiana, and I think Raymond doesn't have family here either.
Is there family?
I do. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
I'm sorry.
No, please.
I was saying that I have a rental property. I could stay with them.
Okay.
That would separate our family, but
Right.
that's an option.
Well, your family's kind of separated now with Samuel here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that rental property is here in Tarrant County?
Yes, sir.
All right. How would the department feel about that?
We would be okay with that. I think we also, last time he had a detention hearing, we talked about discussing the psychosexual evaluation. So I'm not sure if we had a chance to do that yet.
It's been completed this week. It was returned.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Shaw. Right. So Raymond, in this rental home, it would just be you and Samuel living there, or Teresa and Samuel?
Just me and Samuel.
Okay. All right. I want to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and release Samuel. The condition is he is not to live in a household with any child under 18 years old. All right. And so it would just have to be an adult in there. I will require an electronic monitor, okay, for just to monitor his travels. I don't know what's going to happen with this case, but I think it's getting difficult for me to make a determination that Samuel would be a danger to others if he's being isolated or separated, living in a home with only adults. All right. Okay. Are there any questions?
Judge,
No,
are
Your
we
Honor.
still having a hearing next week for this case?
We may. These detention hearings run separate than the actual regular court settings. So, Brad, do you know if there's one setting next week?
I'm not sure if it's next week. I think there's one coming up fairly soon. I just don't have the file with me. I'm at home right now.
Good.
But I think it's set pretty soon. It may be next week. I don't know.
I believe it was on the 14th.
Well, then
Yes.
that could be right. Samuel might know. Samuel, do you have a hearing next week?
Yes, sir. I believe it's the 14th.
Okay.
Judge, it is the 14th.
Sure. All right. So I'm signing this release order. I'm also signing an order for electronic monitor. Samuel, Raymond, is that home available immediately for Samuel to return to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's furnished already?
Yes, sir. I probably just need to get take his bed from our house
Right.
and furnish it. There's electricity, there's water. So we're ready to go. Yes, sir, Your Honor.
So this is what I want to do. I signed the release order. There is a condition for electronic monitor. Now, because the county is closed today, our EM staff is not available. So I'm going to release him to you today, but you need to return on Monday to fit the EM. Otherwise, he needs to stay in that home with only an adult. So Raymond, Teresa, doesn't matter who, or any other adult, but there has to be adult, no children inside the home. All right? Okay.
Your Honor, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Judge Kim?
Yes, sir.
Judge Kim, I just want to let you know that we do have EM staff on call and we can strap them today.
Okay.
Oh, well, y'all are much better than I thought. Not that I thought y'all were good, but you're just better than good. So
You know we're good.
okay.
You know we're good, Judge.
Yeah, you got it. So Samuel, we're gonna put an EM on you, release you. So we will be watching. I need to warn you, this EM violation, by removing it or violating the EM because of the nature of the offense, I'm particularly concerned. All right, so please do not put yourself in a situation to return back here. Okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else for Samuel?
No.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Your Honor.
Next is Jorge.
Oh,
He's right here, Judge Kim. And he did
Okay,
hear
hello.
your admonishments from the last child.
Oh, he did? Good. Okay, Jorge, so this is your 10-day hearing. And your attorney is Richard.
Yes, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so Richard, you're 16. Christmas Day, Fort Worth PD responded to domestic. You and your sister's boyfriend were moving a couch. When the couch got outside, there was a rodent. So the two chased the rodent, trying to kill it. 11-year-old sister came outside, angry for trying to kill the rodent. Took a shovel and threw it at your sister, hitting her in the face. When mom confronted you, you told her to shut up in Spanish, punched her in the stomach. Sister was taken to JPS. Police found you walking nearby and brought here. Okay, do we have the mother here?
No, Your Honor.
No? All right. Okay, is he currently receiving his medication here in detention?
Your Honor, I visited with my client 3 times and I asked him that question and he said that he was not. And Your Honor, every time we talk, he only speaks Spanish to me. So we may have an issue as to comprehension.
Sure. Well, is he an American citizen?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, I assume he is. Could I ask him?
Yeah, let's go ahead and ask him.
Okay. Jorge, ¿me puedes
Sí.
oír?
Sí,
Oye,
señor.
el juez preguntó, ¿naciste aquí en Estados Unidos?
Pues mis familiares ellos saben, pero yo, pues, Claude me sí, así aquí,
¿Seguro? ¿Y dónde? ¿En a cuál ciudad?
Forward Texas aquí, con mis
Sí.
padres, es todo, puedo saber, no sabo cuándo, pero yo sí, así aquí es todo, puedo decir.
Your Honor, he's telling me that, yes, he was born here in Fort Worth, but he wasn't sure because he wasn't positive, but he thinks he was born here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Judge JCMS reflects he was born in Fort Worth and that he does speak English, just FYI.
Okay, thank you very much.
I mean, just because you're born here doesn't, I mean, it makes you eligible for citizenship, but the parents could have retained foreign citizenship. Let's, just in case, so this is Valerius' case. Just in case, let's go ahead and do the consular notification request since we can't verify he is an American citizen, and notify the consulate of his home country if he requests, unless it's mandatory. I just want to double check just in case his parents chose for him to retain his nationality. All right. Did I order, or has a psychiatric evaluation been ordered for this child before?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge.
Okay, so mom claims mental health issues, ADHD. Well, she says that he's being treated by MHMR. All right, so Jorge, I do have a question for you. He may be low functioning. I mean, is there a question about fitness for this child?
Possibly, Your Honor. As I said, I've met with him 3 times.
Okay. Because on intake, it seems like he was able to speak English, but to you, he's only speaking Spanish?
Yes, sir. I would like to ask him in Spanish to speak to you in English, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Jorge, primeramente, quiero que hables el inglés con el juez. ¿Entiendes eso?
Sí, señor.
Go ahead and speak to the judge in English.
Hi, Jorge.
Yes. Hey.
Yeah, do you speak, I mean, are you comfortable with English?
Yes, sir.
What grade are you in?
At 10th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you lived in the United States your entire life?
United States. Yeah, with my family. Yeah, I've been with my family.
Okay.
With them.
As far as you can remember?
Yes.
All right. So I want to ask a couple questions. So, you know Mr. De Los Santos?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who is he?
My lawyer.
Lawyer? Okay. What's his job in all this?
Helping kids.
Helping kids? Helping you?
Yes.
Okay.
All the kids.
Do you understand the questions that he asked you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to give him answers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know who I am?
I welcome my I forgot
It's juez in Spanish.
But
in English, what is that?
Lord, it kind of hard to say it.
Judge?
Judge, yeah.
Yes. Okay. What's my job?
Working like people for you can seriously close the case, stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Fixing paperwork, everything for,
Sure. Oh,
yeah.
I understand. Okay. And then when's the last time you talked to your parents?
I already talked to them yesterday now, and they already told me don't get like what I call it don't be sad. You guys don't be it because it's my first time being like detained here. Just a reason. It's my first time being here, and my family just said like just stay out for trouble and doing your best.
Okay. So have you been held back a year at school?
No, I always go to school.
Yeah. No, but did you ever fail a grade?
Mm-mm,
No?
never.
Okay. Are you in the normal classes or are you in the ESL classes?
Special classes.
Special, what kind of special classes?
Like like problem, like reading and like math and stuff
Yeah.
like on the kind of like stand, like
Right.
yeah.
So is it a special class where they give you extra help or is it a special class where they speak in Spanish?
And they just give me the English, but the English I don't understand, but the Spanish I do understand just like little bit. But
Right. So does
yeah,
the teacher speak in English or does the teacher speak in English and Spanish?
English only, just no Spanish.
Okay. So have you heard of 504 classes? Have you heard that term?
No.
Okay. Right. Did you pass your STAR test last year?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Judge Kim.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Velasquez is having some trouble chiming in, but he did want me to let you know that they did get releases for Millwood. We just haven't received any of the records yet, but apparently he spent some time there. He also mentioned that the meds that are his meds are not.
You cut out for a second, Mr. Medicon. His meds what?
Judge, I'll kind of take over. Mr. Velasquez said his meds aren't current and that he was refusing to take them. No psychiatric has been ordered as of this moment, and that he has apparently not been in school for a couple months. That's the information I have.
So I'm looking at Valeria's report. It says being treated by MHMR for ID. Is that ID meaning intellectual disability?
I don't know for certain, but that would probably be my guess, Judge.
I wasn't sure if that's an actual psychiatric diagnosis or psychological.
I'm not sure. Mr. Velasquez, if you know the answer, if you can text me.
You know, there's also that chat feature that he could use.
All right, it's not going to change my decision. So this is where I'm at on this one. So Mr. Velasquez is here. He's just unable to speak. Is that correct?
Correct, Judge.
So Jorge, I am detaining you. I'm ordering a psychiatric evaluation. I don't know. It seems like there's a problem with medication, whether you're not taking it or I don't know how recent the prescription was given. So I'm going to order a doctor to see you. Just talk to the doctor. Be honest with the doctor. Also, Mr. De Los Santos, I see what you mean. Let's go ahead and set this for a hearing for a fitness evaluation.
Okay.
And so if there's a question of fitness, then I can go ahead and order that. I just don't want to get into that at a detention hearing.
Your Honor, my question would be, do I go ahead and file for fitness motion?
Nope, just come in on Monday when we're open again and just ask Stephanie or Carly or Kathy for a hearing on fitness 55. I can't remember the number. Chapter 55 fitness evaluation. Yeah. So that's close enough.
I'll be there Monday morning, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Have a good weekend, Mr. Dos Santos.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be
Thank you.
excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Demarion.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good.
Okay. So, Demarion, this is a 10-day hearing. You've been here for a couple weeks. I didn't make a decision on whether you're detained or released into the community. If I detain you, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent and a right to an attorney. So you're 17, you're 18 this month. You're on probation for robbery. Fort Worth PD brought you in on a warrant we signed because you absconded in October and arrested in the adult system for a misdemeanor failure to ID. You also are on probation for discharging a firearm in a municipality. Let's see, is Jimmy here? Who's here for Jimmy?
I'm covering for him, Your Honor.
Okay, hello, Ms. Cook. All right,
Hello.
Karima, no one wants to look up your nose. No one wants to look at the ceiling. Please put the camera and center yourself in the camera and do not walk around. Okay, this is your warning. If you can't do that, then I will remove you from Zoom. Thank you. All right, so Ms. Cook, I have a question. The discharged firearm, was it a drive-by shooting or just shooting gunshots do we know any details on that?
Yes. No,
Okay.
sir. That probation expired in May. So he's only on the robbery. However, the discharge of a firearm that was at an apartment complex fired in the air, and then the suspects took off, and he also got the evading arrest.
That's also the
Robbery.
unlawfully carrying
I'm sorry.
the unlawful carrying a weapon came with that too?
Was there an unlawful carry weapon?
Yeah, there's a UCW, misdemeanor UCW. That's a consolidated probation. I think they're all the same offense date.
Yes.
So it's probably the same. Okay. The December of 17, that ag assault deadly weapon, that was supervisory caution. Do you have any details on that?
I didn't go that far back. I'm sorry. I only did the 2 offenses.
It's 7 years ago. All right. Wait, that would have made him 10. Okay. All right. So, and what happened with the robbery? Can you help me out with that?
The robbery was at school. It was him and 3 other suspects. One of the suspects had a gun. The other went through the kid's pockets. Demarion was identified as the one who went through the pockets, not the one that had the gun.
Now he's level 3 confined today. Do you know why he's confined?
Yes, sir. He threatened a staff member because he wanted to move pods. He did not physically attempt an assault, but verbally did.
Isn't the Holiday Inn? You can't change your rooms. Okay. Do we have a parent here?
No, sir. She was out of town.
Yeah. You would think it's Zoom. All right. Well, Demarion, I don't think you understand how probation works. I don't think you understand how the court system works. But if you are threatening staff while you were here on a violent offense and you have a prior violent offense, it gives me great concern on whether it is safe to release you to the community or not. Joanna, what happened with his misdemeanor in the adult system? Did he just plead it out and that's why he's here?
So our understanding is that his friends bonded him out, and then he was picked up on our directive. But no, I don't have any other information on the failure to ID.
I'm just throwing this out there, Demarion. See, Mr. Ed needs your attorney for the juvenile case. But if you have a bond active on the adult case, you're in custody here at my detention center, but you are not getting credit towards your adult offense because the bond is active. It may behoove you for the bondsman to go off the bond in order for you to get credit for the days that you're here. Because if you don't have an active bond, you will get credit towards your adult charge. You understand? Talk to your attorney about that. He can advise you more. I'm just kind of giving you general information. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So meanwhile, I am detaining you. If your behavior is the way it is, then I do not believe you are safe for our community for me to release you. We'll see you in 10 days. Thank you. Kendall.
And the admonishment.
Okay, thank you. All right, Kendall. So I'm glad you heard that. This is a 10-day hearing. Let's see. Your loved one outstanding as of about a week ago. You had, see, October 9th, went to an assault call, talked to the victim, said that you had assaulted her. Mom said you had assaulted her. You were suspended from school. Do we know why you were suspended from school?
I'm not sure, Judge. I've been trying to look through some of the chronological since Mr. Velasquez's mic's not working. I'll continue to look for that though.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you were suspended from school, supposed to go to grandma's for the day, and you were not happy with that. And mom says sometimes you still go to school even though you're suspended. She saw you in your building 4 in your apartment complex with a Family Dollar bag. Mom told you to go home, go back inside. Once inside, you changed your mind, started to go to the door. Mom blocked the doorway, started swinging on your mother with closed fists. Mother backed away, but grabbed your arm, so you scratched your mom's arm, leaving marks. Mom says she felt pain when punched and scratched, so you left, found later that day. Then Mom made a report for an assault the day before that day. And there's another family violence case from June 29th. So you're charged with felony continuous family violence. Then December 23rd, I guess you came in, we released you on EN. December 23rd, Fort Worth police found you on a warrant for violating your EM. You said that you were not going back to detention, and if they touched you, you would fight the police. So they told you to comply, you refused. Each grabbed one arm, tried to detain you, but you resisted and were uncooperative. Took you to the ground, cuffed, and brought here. Our deferred prosecution program does not want you because of your repeated assaultive behavior, multiple violations on EM. Do we have mental health history on this child? Do we know?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge.
Let me see if I can find anything, Judge.
The mom is not.
EM only worked for 3 days before he was brought in for the EM violation, Judge.
Sure. Is the mom here on Zoom?
Mr. Velasquez did not think she was going to be able to make it. JCMS does indicate that he does have mental health needs. I don't know specific diagnoses at this moment.
Kendall, I know you got to level 1-0 on the 6th, but a lot of times that doesn't mean much. Not following instructions, continuous talking, not following instructions. December 29th, you were secluded for disrupting the program and threatening staff. All right. Okay.
And Judge, last time I talked to Mom, she wasn't willing to have him home, so I'm not sure if she's changed her mind or not.
Yeah.
And Judge, I apologize, Mr. Velasquez indicated that they've done 2 mediations. I don't know if those were quote unquote successful or not, in that he's been on EM 2 to 3 times. And of course the last one was not successful.
Well, Kendall, I'm going to tell you on this case, if it actually happened, this is likely a probation case, and the probation is going to be based on you having good attitude and having good attendance, right? I need an A in attitude and an A in attendance. Everything else we can work through. But if your attitude is wrong, there's nothing I can do for you because you will not change. And if your attendance is off, nothing I can do for you because you're not where you're supposed to be. There's no way the court can supervise you. You cutting off your EM is you failing attendance. You threatening the staff here in detention is you failing with a bad attitude, right? Show me that you have a good attitude, that you can change, that you're a different person today than you were when you came in here. You go home, you get probation, life goes on. I promise you, your mother would love to have you at home if you were respectful and had a good attitude. But what you're showing me in detention is you still have a bad attitude, which tells me if I send you home, you're just going to do the same thing again. I have a duty as the judge to protect the community and the victims of offenses, including your mother. So I am not releasing you, and I will not release you until you show me that you can actually be respectful to your mother and to other adults. All right? Do you have any questions for me? Yes, sir.
So, you gonna see me in 10 days?
Either me or one of my associate judges will see you in 10 days. Between now and then, that's your chance to prove to me that you change your attitude and you're a different person. Okay? All right. Thank you, Kendall.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Treasurer.
Your Honor, I'm having trouble with my video.
Oh, that's fine. I can hear your voice. That's good enough for me, Mr. Victorson. Are you Treasurer?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Treasurer. All right, so this is a detention hearing. You've been here for about 30 days, but every 10 days you have to see a judge. You have to decide whether to release you or to keep you here. If I keep you here, you'll see a judge every 10 days while you're here. All right, Treasurer, you're 14. You just hit level 1O today, so I guess there was a hiccup in your behavior. Let's check on that later. Right now, I'm detaining you because Arlington PD was dispatched for a 911 call about a suspect chasing 3 females with a baseball bat and mace. Police got on scene, which was a Family Dollar, saw 2 black females get into a Buick, which now had 3 black females. They stopped the vehicle with lights. Driver stopped. They saw the backseat passenger, which was you, give an object which looked like a baseball bat to the driver. They ordered the driver out of the vehicle. 2 juveniles stayed in the car laughing. So the adult told the police that she is a friend of the mother of the 2 juveniles in her vehicle. She was picking up girls from school when 3 black females, who were still in the Family Dollar, approached her vehicle and wanted to fight. It appeared that the adult and 2 juveniles in the vehicle followed the victims to the Family Dollar. They asked the adult about the bat. She told the police that her son plays baseball. They identified the front passenger with an ankle monitor. So they went to the Family Dollar, talked to the 3 victims who were upset, sweating, and crying. One said she had been having problems with not you, but the other juvenile in your car and keeps wanting to fight her. Told the SRO at the school, but she still wants to fight. All 3 said they were walking home, saw the Buick. They saw your friend get out of the car, reach for something in the bag. 3 victims crossed the street to avoid the confrontation, saw the Buick make a U-turn, come at them. They had to jump out of the way of the vehicle. And they saw you jump out of the vehicle with a red, black, and silver baseball bat, and your friend jump out with mace. 3 victims ran to Family Dollar. The manager said 3 victims ran in asking for help and saw you with a bat. Then the adult went in the store yelling at the victims. When the police got there, the adult and you went back to the car. They saw the surveillance from the Jiffy Lube, saw you chasing the victims with a bat, and your friend chasing them with the mace. They went to talk to you and your friend, who were still in the car. You're both laughing, refused to answer questions. Adult arrested. You were detained, brought here. Do we have a mother here?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Sims. I know this fact pattern was familiar. I think I did the original detention hearing, but I'm still trying to figure this out. There's a lot going on. So Kimura, the other juvenile, what relation is she to you or to Treasure?
She's my other daughter and she's Treasure's sister.
Okay. And so this adult, Miss Pfizer, who is she?
She's a friend that takes them back and forth to school while I work.
Okay. So I'm just, there's a lot to unpack. I'm just trying to figure out. So this Miss Pfizer, it seems pretty extreme that you take your car and try and run down 3 girls and then kind of facilitate, like, I guess your daughter's getting out with mace and a baseball bat. Like, tell me more about this Pfizer. Like, how did we get to here? How did we get to this point?
Um, it started when churches began at Arlington High when 5 girls jumped on her.
Well, I guess I'm more talking about Miss Pfizer. I guess that's my big concern right now because it seems like Miss Pfizer kind of facilitated all this. Like, how do you know Miss Pfizer?
I met her when I first moved here.
Okay.
I first moved here in 22.
Has she given any kind of signs of erratic or irrational behavior?
No, no. She was always helpful, but I mean, I wasn't there the day that it happened. I had just got out of work when she was headed to go get them. But other than that, I didn't even know the way that they said it in the police report. I didn't know it happened like that. I ain't even get to talk to my kids until the police dropped Kimura off here.
Yeah, I mean that's normal. So is David, is Kimura also detained? The companion on this?
Let me look into it real quick, Judge.
Miss Sims, is your other daughter detained?
Kimura here. She here with me.
She's with you. So I released Kimura.
Yeah. She's still on an ankle monitor too.
Right. How old is
Your Honor.
Kimura?
16.
Okay.
Kimura is on probation too, so that might have been part of the reason why she was released, because she's under supervision.
Okay. So, Miss Sims,
Yes.
how will your daughters get to school if this Miss Pfizer is no longer able to?
I am filling them out for homeschool because they having too many issues at regular school with folks trying to fight them or them trying to retaliate because they're getting picked with. Like, it's too much. It's literally too much. Right now, Kimura is at turning point, and church is supposed to have a hearing on the 13th with Arlington, but I guess it's over the phone via. So they might be sending her to JEAP or something. So I'm not for sure about that until the 13th.
Okay, well, I am at this point somewhat inclined to release Treasurer, but let me look at what her behavior is here in detention. And as long as her behavior isn't violent, aggressive, or anything that gives me concern, I'm inclined to release her. All right, so yesterday, nonverbal communication to peer in room from the day room 3 times. Miss Sims, is your daughter in a gang?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. On the day before yesterday, so to comply 3 times. On the 4th, continuously obstructing visual observation. I'm guessing that means blocking the window in her room. Let's see. January 4th, kept on covering her head despite warnings. January 3rd, negative response to redirection. Slow to comply, non-compliant with transport. Slow to comply with transport. January 3rd, refused to enter the program. 2nd, 1st, December 31st. So 4 days in a row, she refused to enter the program? Is that what I'm seeing, Dana?
Yes, Your Honor.
Holy cow, I'm looking at this. So like, what, about 36 infractions?
Well, I didn't count them, Your Honor, but there are quite a few.
That's more than one a day. Okay. Well, Ms. Sims, given the offense, given that your other daughter was on probation, and it seems like you have a penalty on for your daughter, I was inclined to release her. The treasurer is making it very obvious to me she is not ready for our community. She is going to disrespect your rules, my probation. If she's not going to follow the rules, then probation, there is no place for her on probation. Treasurer, you have to be aware that if you continue down this path, then what you're looking at is commitment to TJJD because you're looking at a felony offense. I'm not saying you deserve to go there. What I'm saying is for people that cannot follow the rules of our society, the way our laws work is we remove them from our society. And so if you are going to continually do what you want to do despite the rules, then that leads to, well, things like chasing girls into a Family Dollar with a baseball bat, right? Ms. Sims, I mean, you were saying earlier that your daughter was jumped at school by girls. I'm looking at her attitude here. It wouldn't surprise me that your daughter's continuously getting into conflicts, right? She really needs to change her attitude and be more respectful to other people. She has a very high level of disrespect for our staff, which can only indicate that she has a high level of disrespect for other students at her school. So hopefully on your phone calls with her, you can counsel her, let her know that she just has to keep her emotions in check. Treasurer, I'm just gonna let you know, the only thing you can control is how you react. You can take a situation, you can make it worse or you can make it better. And what you've done is every day since you've been here, well, more than once a day, you've just made it worse. Start making it better and get out of here. Okay? So I'm detaining you. We'll see you in 10 days. Thank you. Haley. Hello, Haley. Do we have a parent for Haley? No parent?
Doesn't appear so, Judge.
All right. This is Kathleen. Hello. Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
So, Haley, you've never been here before. You are 14, almost 15. Arlington PD brought you in for an assault, talked with mom, said you tried to jump out of the car as she was taking you to JPS. She was worried for your safety, so she followed you, grabbed your backpack, trying to get you back into the car, swung at mom. Mom says you hit her about 10 times or so. Police saw a cut in her lips and swollen lips. Your sister witnessed the assault, confirmed mom's story. Local business had security camera which showed it. So I ordered a psychological placement search. Should be back next week. You have a history of running away. Okay. And now she's level 3. Anybody have a brief rundown on why she's level 3?
Give me just a second, Judge. Standing in mirror, despite instructions to sit on bed, resident initiated separation, bunch of minors, another resident initiated separation, and then more minors, Judge.
She just does what she wants to do. Haley, there are rules. Follow the rules and get back home, get on probation, and you can follow the rules. Or if you can't follow the rules, I keep you here. It's just really that simple. So please tell me change attitude. Look, one of the big concerns is your history of running away and ending up in undesirable places. And so, look, at your age, you don't get to make these decisions. You do when you're 18. So either act like a teenager, act like a child where you're willing to accept supervision, or act like an adult and I'll treat you like an adult. And so a lot of it's just up to you. But I'm just looking for change in you. I'm looking for a change in your attitude. Show me something better and better things will happen. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Haley.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Keith. All right, Keith, this is a 10-day hearing. You've been here for 30 days. You've seen a judge deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days while you're here. All right, Keith, so you're 16. You've been level 1-0 for almost a month now. Good. Back in December, Fort Worth PD had a traffic stop. You were in the car, told the police you had a gun. Police took the gun. They found a vape pen, did a presumptive test, positive for THC. So you're here on a felony drug charge. That says having problems with you at home, you don't like the rules. You'll go to school, but skip classes while you're at school. Argue with the teachers, fail to follow the school rules. Grades are C's and D's. You're a year behind. The firearm ended up being your father's. The serial numbers matched with your father's firearm, and you denied taking your dad's gun, even though it had the same serial numbers. All right. Do we have Dad, Mr. Smith?
Yes,
Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm fine.
All right. So a couple questions for you. So for Keith, have you been able to talk to him while he's been here?
He called once, but maybe after Christmas, I want to say. Maybe before Christmas. That's the only time he called.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask, how did that conversation go?
It really wasn't a conversation. It was just, you gonna be mad. And that was it, like basically.
Well, why were you going to be mad?
To find out it was my firearm, maybe.
Oh, so that was at the beginning then?
Yes,
No,
I mean,
or...
I just figured out it was mine now, like maybe a couple days ago.
Okay.
But that's what he was like, you're gonna be mad when you get home, and like that was basically the whole conversation.
Well, Mr. Smith, I think it's fair to say you're mad for a whole bunch of reasons, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. Fatherhood. Hey, look, so this is where I'm at, senior dad, is I'm seeing Keith a different attitude while he's been in detention. He's had little problems, but mostly he's respectful to our rules, respectful to our staff. He's not affiliating with the wrong people. He's staying away from the people he's being told to stay away from. He's compliant. Like this is what we're looking for in young men, right?
Yes.
From what I see, the Keith that's been in detention for the last 30 days or so is different than the Keith that was brought in. Now, I don't know your son as well as you do, right? I don't pretend to. I'm actually at the point where if you tell me that you see a different Keith Jr., I'm willing to release him. All right. But if he's not calling you, not talking to you, I don't know how you would know if he's changed or not. I mean, you follow me on this one, right?
I agree with you.
Keith, this is where I'm at. Keith Jr. You're showing me that you're the kind of person I think belongs in our community, that you can be respected, like you are able to follow the rules and you can make the choice. You can de-escalate things. I'm going to put it this way. Look, you have the opportunity to make phone calls. Start calling your dad. Be honest with him. Be respectful, right? I'm not saying that your dad is always right. What I can tell you is you're going to have a hard time telling me when your dad was wrong. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is my thought. At this point, I'm going to detain you because your attitude is a little bit off. Not your attitude as being disrespectful, your attitude as being humble, right? You need to humble yourself to your father, accept his instruction, understand that he is your dad, he makes sacrifices for you, and that he's there to help protect you and guide you and lead you on the right path. I think your dad's an honorable man. All right, so I'm going to leave this open. Mr. Smith Sr., the probation officer on this case is Angelica. Oh, hi, Miss Edwards. So, Miss Edwards, this is where I want to be with this one. I want to give Keith Jr. opportunity to reach out to his dad, to talk with him, to have the dialogue. Junior, you're going to have to face the music, right? You're going to have to listen to the music. There's no way around it, right? If this is true, you screwed up, and it's pretty clear that it is true. So, look, there's consequences. You're free to make a choice. You're just not free to choose the consequence. You're gonna have to deal with that with your father and with me. Ms. Edwards, where I'm saying on this one is, let's wait for senior to reach out to you and be like, he sees a different Keith Jr., and then I'm going to release him. Okay. I do want to release him on EM, but a lot of this is it's gonna start with Keith Jr. to open the dialogue, and it's gonna end with Keith Sr. to let you know, Ms. Edwards, that it's time for him to come home. All right.
Okay.
Make sense? Keith Smith Sr.?
Yes.
Keith Smith Jr., do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so honestly, it's going to be twofold. One, Junior, it's going to be about you opening the dialogue and being respectful and convincing your father that the knucklehead from a month ago is not the same person you are now. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Senior, sounds like a good plan?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
They have that conversation today.
Whenever Dad pulls the trigger. I shouldn't use that phrase. It's a gun case. Heavenly. All right, Heavenly, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child's been here for 10 days, and you have to see a judge. I have to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent, and you have a right to an attorney. Do we have a parent here?
No, Your Honor. Dad is at work. Won't be off until this afternoon.
So, Heavenly, you're 15 years old. You've been here for a little over 2 weeks, and you are level 3. You're on probation for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. We had to issue a warrant for you. When you were picked up, you were not at your home. So issue a warrant because you're a runaway. Dad's saying that he has problems with you attending school and running home. All right. And then you made a threat a week ago that I guess if you're released, you would cut your dad's throat in his sleep. So I'm looking at her behavior level. She's level 3, but it's because January 4th she had a major and then just constant daily minors. That's preventing her from going up.
That's correct, Your Honor. She's just continuously showing bad decisions, as you would say, Judge. And those are the reports that I get from Dad as well. Dad did bring her medication up, Your Honor. She has refused to take it in the last week.
I'm not supposed to take it.
Well, Emily, this is easy for me then. So either you follow the rules or you don't. You're placed on probation. By being on probation, what you're saying is to the judge, to me, that you don't need to go to TJJD because you're going to follow the rules, wake up every day and say, I'm going to follow the rules of probation. You don't do that, then probation is not right for you. So what you're showing me right now is probation is not right for you. If you want the chance to be in the community and be on probation, then you need to change your attitude now. You have a hearing coming up on your probation violation. I don't know when, probably the next 30 days or so. If by that time, if you're showing me that you're the same person that you are today, then you're not really giving me a whole lot of options. Just as a note on this one, I know Stephanie's gonna go back and try and make notes for this one. I know it's Latif's case. Who's covering for Danielle?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. If you can just, you know what, I'll just. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and tell my staff to set the modification hearing with me. I think it's just more appropriate for me to hear this probation violation, the hearing on the violation. So Heavenly, you will not see an associate judge for this, and it'll be me, and I'll make the determination. So either do better and better things happen, or stay where you are, and you're probably going to be very disappointed. All right. So we'll see you in 10 days. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Judge Kim, this is Frank. May I be excused, Your Honor? I think Keith Daniels is here for the last one.
Yes, sir. Stay warm today, Mr. Adler.
Thank you. You do the same. Thank you, Judge.
Hassan.
Hey.
Okay. Hello, Hassan. So I received an indication that English may not be your first language. Is that correct? Hassan, do you speak English? You do? Is that yes? Okay, I need you to speak up.
Yes, sir.
Can you say that again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Hassan. Where were you born?
Iran.
Iran. When did you come to the United States?
2 or 3 years old.
2 or 3 years old. Okay. In your home, do you speak English or Arabic?
Arabic.
Are you currently in school?
Huh?
Are you currently in school? No? When's the last time you went to school?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
No, 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Okay. What grade are you in?
8th.
8th grade. All right. Okay.
Hey, Judge.
So, yes, Mr. Ansley?
I'm sorry. I was just going to let the court know that we did notify the Iraqi consulate yesterday.
I thought he said Iran. Is it Iraq?
I think it's
Iraq.
We have in the system as Iraq.
Okay. So this is odd. I noticed his birthday is a very common birthday for political refugees. So are they here? Is Karima the mother?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Hello, Karima. Can you turn on your microphone, please?
Yes.
Okay. Is there somebody who speaks English there?
Yes.
Okay. Who are you, sir?
I'm the older brother.
Older
Hussein.
brother.
Yes.
All right. Just so I can't see your face, that's fine. But what is your name so I know what to call you?
Hussein.
Hussein. All right, Hussein. So Hussein, how old are you?
15.
15. All right. So, okay. It seems like your English is much better than your brother's. Were you born here in the United States, Hussein?
No, we were both born in Iraq.
Okay. Are y'all here as political refugees?
No,
No?
not
Okay.
that I know of.
All right. So I'm not concerned about you. I'm concerned about your brother, Hassan. So, his status here, green card, citizen.
He's a
do you
citizen.
know? He's a citizen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, does your brother speak English?
Yeah, he speaks English. It's pretty well.
Pretty well? Okay. So if at any point I'm talking and you feel like your brother's not understanding, feel free to interrupt me. All right. And let me know so we can go and you maybe can interpret for me. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So Hassan, this is a detention hearing. When a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent, and you have a right to an attorney. Mr. Keith Daniels is your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So Hassan, you're 14 years old. So yesterday, about 1 o'clock, Arlington Police dispatched a domestic that the neighbors called. They talked with your parents through the younger son, Hussein. The parents only speak Arabic. Father said he was in the kitchen. You came up to him, hit him in the stomach. Father picked up a machete to scare you away. And you left the house wearing only shorts and boxers. So the father followed you to go get you back inside. Neighbors saw father with a machete and you in shorts and boxers, so they called the police. At some point, you put your father in a chokehold, but dad says breathing was not affected. Brother pulled you off the father. So you began punching your brother and bite him, causing pain. You defended yourself by striking and biting. No, your brother defended himself by striking and biting you. So then you ran outside again. Police took you into custody. Report says the doctor thinks you may be on the spectrum, but there's no diagnostic tests. Police talked with you and you said you were goofing around with your father. Dad said he never swung or used a machete. I guess there was another family violence case. So this is 2 within 30 days. Father signed a non-prosecution agreement. This is where you're scratching your father's leg during an argument. Okay. Hussein, did the father get arrested?
No,
Okay. Are there other siblings in the house or just you two?
just us two.
Okay. Oh, and this is your younger brother, correct?
Yes, sir.
So there's question about him being on the autism spectrum. Is your brother like, I mean, does he just go off on his own sometimes, just like wander out?
No, he doesn't have any friends here. We recently moved, so he doesn't really go out much.
Where
Last
did
time
y'all
he
move?
went out, the last time he went outside was he was at school. He didn't notify his parents, which was the reason for the last case. He notified his parents where he was, and he was gone for like 2 hours. They were searching for him with the police, and then that's what sparked the argument between him and his father for the previous case. But other than that, after we moved, he hasn't been out at all.
So he doesn't like leave the house on his own or anything like that.
Hmm.
Okay. When you say you moved, where did you move from?
Fort Worth.
From Fort Worth. Okay.
Your Honor.
Yes.
One more detail that the court may want to know that I did not put in the report is I believe part of the altercation from this occasion began because Hassan has refused to bathe for several weeks.
Okay. There's no like, we're not concerned about mental health per se. I mean, we're concerned about him being on the spectrum, correct?
I don't know, Judge. It definitely something that needs to be looked into. But given that we just got this case today, I don't have that information yet.
Okay, Hussein, you're still there, right?
Yes, sir.
So now I know these 2 times the police have been called out. Are there other instances with Hassan where he's been assaultive to you, your mom, or your father?
No, we've called about him like leaving the house a few times. Like during an argument, he'll like randomly run out. We just called him, but he doesn't really assault. Just
Hold on a
these
second.
two.
Just a couple minutes ago, I asked you, does your brother just like leave the house? And you said no. And now you're saying he like leaves during
Yeah.
arguments.
What I thought you meant by that was just like randomly leaving a wander, but he like leaves during arguments when he's like scared of the cops. When we say we call him.
So if it's just an argument, why do you think he'd be scared of the cops?
He probably thinks he's gonna get arrested, something like that.
For argument? For just words?
I'm not sure. I don't really understand why he thinks he's gonna get arrested.
You haven't talked to him about that?
No, I don't talk to him much. I just avoid him.
Has he always been kind of aggressive since he was a small child?
No, it was when he met his friends at this is a big reason why we moved. Back in the place we used to live at, there was like a really bad like group of kids that he used to hang out with, and they influenced him to do a lot of like bad things. Like before, he used to be a really good child. Like he was very sweet. He didn't really he listened to his parents, and but then he eventually met his friends, and then they kind of influenced him to do these bad things and so and such.
Right. All right, so Mr. Daniels, let me know back. I'm can kind of throw this out there and see what y'all think as counsel. So I have a domestic situation where it seems like the parents aren't really addressing maybe some of the mental needs of this child, but that's a parent decision. I don't think it's abuse or neglect. I see a father who's claiming that there's no injuries or impediment of breathing. Nothing there is the father is the victim, which leaves the brother who has some bites and scratches. You know, in the United States, 9 times out of 10, we have a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old, the bites and scratches between two brothers. Nobody goes to detention, right?
Yeah, I agree with that, Judge Kim. And since, like you said, it appears that Hussein is the victim in this matter, since the father says he was not hurt and, apparently didn't want to prosecute. I would like to know if they want him to come home.
Mr. Nova, I mean, Mr. Nova, it's weird, right? And your spidey senses are going off. But at the end of the day, if we incarcerated youth brothers for having bites and scratches, where would this country be?
Well, Judge, when you were talking a few moments ago about the facts, I had concern about the respondent in this situation, not necessarily the family because of him. So I do have concerns, but they're not, like you're suggesting, typical. I want the respondent to be able to go back to a safe environment also.
I mean, Hussein, I've got to ask you, like, do you feel safe if Hassan was to come back home?
Yeah, I would feel safe. Nobody's really too worried about him like actually trying to hurt someone. We just want to like get help with his behavior. That's what they've been aiming for. We have appointments for him and everything.
Okay, your parents are going to engage in appointments?
Yeah, we have an appointment on the 20th for his mental health. We've been like the Blue Unit came back here and they're coming here next week from what the cops told us. And then talk to them. I also got a link to a mental health institute from one of the emergency ladies. And right now we've had like appointments set up since December, and the following one is on the 20th of this month.
I'm sorry. Do you
Yes,
mind
sir.
if I just say one other thing? I just want to be clear. When you were reviewing the facts, I have had a concern about the machete. That's really where my antenna went up. And I don't know who owns this machete, but it sounds like the dad was using it, if I understood you correctly. And I have a concern for that.
Dad never got arrested. So I'm presuming the police officers who responded found that it was either justified or didn't happen. Or there's no,
Okay.
I mean, they're looking at the PC for ag assault for the father, and if they never did anything, I guess we can only trust our police officers, right?
Mhm.
This is second weirdest fact pattern. The weird one was when somebody, what was it? The argument, kids come over sleepover, one of them brought a gun. Dad came out, started shooting at his son, so the friend gave his gun to the kid shooting at dad, and then the dog got shot in the backyard. Weirdest fact pattern I've ever seen. So, okay. I'm gonna release Hassan. So let's see. So it shows Daniel is who's JPD on this one.
It'll be me, Judge, right now.
All right. So David, let's do this. Can you have Daniel follow up with the family to make sure they follow through with the mental health diagnosis? If they don't follow through, I'll order the psychological evaluation. It needs to get done. I want to try and let the parents do their job as parents, but if they fail to do so, I think the court needs to intervene. So I think we're going to need that down the road. I think there's some needs that need to be addressed. I don't know how intense the intervention needs to be, but at least we need to get started. So just tell Daniel, make sure he follows up with that. If the parents fail to, notify the court, and I'll order the psychological evaluation. Meanwhile, release Hassan, and then Hassan, hey, listen to me. you've got, there's something called coping mechanisms or coping techniques. Look, if you're in situations where you're starting to lose control, you need to figure out a way that is non-harmful to other people. Okay? Okay. Ask for a timeout, like in a basketball game. Okay? Just ask your family for a timeout, give you a chance to sit on the couch, wind down, breathe a little bit, and just let things cool off. Okay? Things are never as bad as you think they are. Most things in life can be fixed. Okay? But most of the time it just takes a little bit of time for it to fix. So I'm going to let you go home, but you have to understand, Hassan, if you come back here and again, that's like 3 times now that I'm looking at assaults with 4 different assaults and 3 police call outs. It's going to be really hard for me to release you. All right. You have to figure out a way to wind down and cool things off. You understand what I'm saying?
Take the shot.
Hussein, do you think he understands what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he understands. You can ask him if he understands. He'll probably say it.
I mean, he's nodding, so I'm
Yeah,
assuming that he does.
he doesn't talk much, but yeah. Would you like me to translate for my mother real quick?
Yeah, especially about the part, and you don't have to translate right now. Whenever we're done, but just let her. Your family probably needs to come out with a technique. It's called a coping mechanism. If it seems like Hassan has impulse control issues, so there needs to be some kind of mutual understanding that, hey, look, if Hassan's starting to lose it, he needs to be able to ask, I just need a timeout right now, right? And everyone just pause. That doesn't mean it goes away. You still have to deal with the problem, but it just gives Hassan maybe 60 seconds, 2 minutes, just to sit and wind down and get composure again. So instead of escalating things, you just pause things, and by pausing, a lot of times things get better. Just make sure that the whole family understands that Hassan may need that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes I need that. So, okay. All right. So I'm saying the release order, I don't see a need for EM because it doesn't seem like he runs away. It just seems like he kind of avoids the situation in, well, unhealthy manner, meaning shorts and t-shirt when it's 30 degrees outside.
Judge, may I ask Hussein a quick question before we end the Zoom?
Please proceed.
Hussein, can I give you a call at the number that ends in 4758 and I'll go over release information with you?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Great.
Do you want me to call you right now? Like right after we
No, he'll call you.
Okay.
Yeah, he has some paperwork to do, but he'll call you shortly.
All right. That's fine.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Daniels. All right. So that was the last one. This concludes our detention docket for today. Everyone stay warm and hopefully we won't have to do Zoom again for another year. So, all right.
Thank you, Judge.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Judge.